Alright, hello everybody, happy new year. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Kevin Evangelista, and I think this is going to be one of the last few videos that I'm going to be doing that would involve me introducing myself as Kevin Evangelista at the start of the video. My channel is going to undergo a rebrand very soon, and yeah, I wanted you guys to be the first to know. But before all of that, we have to unbox some things. So I have here a very new product from Fantech. Love Fantech, one of the closer collaborators on this channel. So Fantech sent this over, and this is actually like a product line from them that I have yet to experience. I know they've released a couple of mics before, especially some gaming mics, I think. But I think this is the first time that they're releasing a mic under their new sub-brand, the Finecoustic brand. This is the Resono, not Risotto, Resono dual mode condenser microphone from Finecoustic by Fantech. So yeah, let's get this unboxed. Before we get it unboxed, let's see what's on the box. So as you can see here at the front, oh, it's a very interesting looking product. Look at that. It has a dual USB-A and USB-C receiver, so I think this works wirelessly. It might have a battery. It has a dual mode connection. It has one touch ENC or mute, one swipe monitor or mix control. Okay, detachable full metal pop filter. Really nice. I prefer metal pop filters, or if a mic doesn't have like a metal pop filter, just put like a foam like housing on it. Not necessarily a dead cat, but like the foam housing on it, like this one. I don't really much prefer the cloth pop filters because those accumulate a lot of dirt and get stinky very fast, and it's hard to clean them. Then it has a built-in shock mount. Alright, it has a battery capacity. This is very interesting. It's a wireless mic. Yeah, as you can see here, up to 40 hours playback time. That's very interesting. It has an 800 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery. This is the first time I'm encountering a mic like this that has a battery inside and is wireless. Okay, let's get it unboxed. But before we continue with the video, let's keep the lights on here in the studio. This video was brought to you by Sneak Attack Design Lab. They're a clothing company that specializes in technical fashion, more commonly known as techwear, and you can see me in their clothes in most of my videos. I've been supporting their brand ever since I met them back in 2019, and now they're returning the favor. Head on over to the link in the description to get 10% off of your order from their site. Check their clothes out. You're bound to see something badass over there that'll look great on you. Thank you very much to Sneak Attack for this exclusive promo for my viewers. Now, back to the video. Upon opening up the box, we can see that the mic comes inside a sandwich of closed cell foam, which I really like because it keeps everything protected from bumps during shipping. Alright, this is the top part. We get the manual. Hear more, go further. Very inspirational. Finecoustic, the quick start guide, which we will instinctively ignore. Then we get the mic itself. Then it's hard to get it from the foam. It's fairly heavy. Then we have accessories. And my favorite part, silica gel. Do not eat. Very tasty. Let's see the accessories first. We get a very long USB 2 Type A to USB-C, and it looks to be like a two-headed USB kind of thing. Oh, so you can plug this in. So this goes to the mic, which is a USB thing, and this goes to whatever you want to use it with. So if your laptop has a USB-C free but no USB-A, so you just use the USB-C. Or if you want to use it with USB-A because you don't have any free USB-C ports, you still can. That's pretty cool. It also gives you the option to do it with the dongle. So this is the dongle. It has on one end a USB Type A and on the other end a USB Type C. So that's this is super impressive. Fantech, this is the first time I'm encountering something like this. Then we have kind of like a mic mount, so it can mount to something like this. Something like this, yeah. If you don't want to use it with a stand, I will probably use this that way. Let's get to the mic. There we go. It's a very impressive looking mic. It is kind of big, I guess. I think just to demonstrate the size, I need to get my other mics. You're gonna see me in my boxers. These are comparable size mics, and as you can see, the Finecoustic Resono towers above all of them. The JBL Quantum Stream and the Mauno DGM20, it just towers over them. It's fairly heavy too, mainly because of like the very sturdy, the very like hefty stand. This has a stand with a built-in shock mount as well, but this one is very light and somewhat flimsy. And this one has no shock mount, but the entire thing is made of metal. I'm going to be comparing the Resono to these two later, but for now, let's take a tour around the Finecoustic Resono. As far as I can see, it is primarily made of plastic. The shock mount is plastic, the stand is plastic, but it is a very sturdy plastic. Then this is the removable, what do you call this? Removable pop filter. It is metal. Then we have the mic itself. So the mic itself is plastic and it is built very, very nicely, I must add. It has two knobs at the front. If I'm not mistaken, this is the mic volume. This is the gain, I think. And this is the headphone, the monitoring volume. We have a few LEDs here. I think these are indicator LEDs. I think this says if the ENC is on, if this is, the next one is mute. The next one is broadcast, I think. The next one is wireless status, I guess. And the last one is a battery indicator. Then at the bottom, it has another dial with another like notch in the middle. And I think this is the headphone volume. So yeah, then I think this one at the bottom, this one is kind of like the balance wheel. If you would see other like gaming headphones, you can kind of like balance the volume of your headphones according to the voice chat or the game. I think this is the same thing, but instead of like being in the headphones, this is built into the microphone because it has a monitoring kind of thing. Moving the dial all the way to the left will max out kind of like the voice, the chat aspect or the chat volume. Then moving it all the way to the right, it would max out like the PC volume or the game kind of thing, game output. Pretty solid feature to have on a microphone. To have it controllable right on the microphone, that's pretty impressive. Moving on over to the back, we have a power button, which is so weird to see on a mic. We have a power button and we have kind of like I think this is an RGB control button. Then at the bottom, I'm not sure if you can entirely see it, we have a 3.5mm audio jack. This is for the headphones, and we have a USB-C port. So this is if you want to use it wired to a computer or something. I can't be sure entirely how it functions with the receiver and all, but I assume that it detects that there is no USB-C cable running from the mic to somewhere else. It's automatically going to be searching for the receiver. Then if it does detect something in the USB-C port, it's going to send the data over there and it's going to charge over it. It's not going to be using the receiver. There is no hardware mount option on the body of the microphone. You know, the screw at the bottom, since you can't put a screw at the bottom here because it has some controls on it, there is no option to mount it via screw. You can only mount it using this shock mount. It looks like you can detach the shock mount like harnesses from the body of the microphones, although I don't understand why you would ever do that because I can't see any other way to mount this microphone. The entire like middle point of the microphone is populated with dials and buttons and stuff, so you can't really put kind of like those microphone clips on it, the adjustable microphone clips. So yeah, you're stuck using the shock mount. I have no qualms about that because from what I can see, this is a fairly like hefty shock mount. I think it's time to turn it on and test out. Oh yeah, immediately turned on the RGB It's not like super bright RGB, but it is very saturated RGB. How do you mute this? Oh, look at that. One tap to mute, and it turns red when it's muted. It also shows up on the indicator LED here at the front when you mute it. How do we turn on ENC? Probably a long tap. Ah, there we go. Look at that. ENC is now turned on. And long tap again. It's not active anymore. So I think it's about time for a little democracy. So I am going to be doing like an initial test of this and a comparison of this mic to these ones. Tell me in the comments if that's enough. If you want like a separate in-depth review of this mic, also comment it down below. Tell me down below. I can do it. What I don't want to do is I don't want to put any effort into something that you guys don't want to watch. So I'm going to do like the little test, but tell me down in the comments if you want a much more detailed review of this. I can definitely do it. So yeah, time to test this out, and I'm going to be testing it on my phone. If you're into the product I'm featuring in this video, I've tagged it in the YouTube shopping section down below so you can check it out directly. Or if you're looking for discount codes, head to the Linktree shop in the description. Filipino viewers will find a group of links to Shopee, and global viewers will find a group of links to Amazon. Just a heads up, these are affiliate links, so any earnings go straight into supporting the channel and helping me make more content like this. Thanks for being here. I think that was last year. I think I received a comment saying that, oh, if you watch YouTube, you would think that everyone in the world is using like foldable phones because all of the YouTubers are using foldable phones. Just for comparison, this is how I sound with the Shure SM58. This is the Shure SM58. This is my favorite recording mic for recording music. I also use it to record my voiceovers. Of course, that is with the usual processing that I do, but this is how it sounds without any processing. It does record in a good dynamic range that you can do a lot of it in editing. You can really clean it up during editing. And this is how it sounds on the Finecoustic Resono. I hope it sounds pretty okay. I think I'm peaking a little bit, so let's just put it on the desk. I hope it sounds fairly okay. Time to test it out with ENC. I'm gonna tap and hold. This is with ENC. Oh, I can see that kind of like the waveform changed a little bit. I'm not peaking as bad now. Let me know how it sounds. Now it's time to test out my other mics. I tap the mic to make sure that I'm recording with the mics because I can see like the waveform. This is how my voice sounds on the JBL Quantum Stream. I have noted before that the JBL Quantum Stream, it records very muddy sound, but that means it has a lot of dynamic range in the sound. This is a very budget mic, very budget-oriented mic. If I remember correctly, this is less than 3,000 pesos. It is pretty good for what you're paying for because this is easily like half the price of the Quantum Stream. And I remember when I was testing this, I was very impressed with the quality of the recording on the DJM20. Of course, it's not like Grammy award winning like recording quality, but if you're going to be recording like basic music, basic acoustic music, voice, if you're going to be doing like non-professional voiceovers for your content, for school, for work, for meetings, this is perfectly fine. I probably should be listening to this with earphones on. Yeah, the ENC is a bit too aggressive, but I can kind of like understand the value of that ENC, especially if you're in a non-ideal area to be recording any kind of like vocals or any kind of like performance. So yeah, very impressed with the quality. The Quantum Stream still sounds very, very good. Oh, the DJM20 sounds like way far behind compared to the Finecoustic and compared to the Quantum Stream. it sounds good, but it's in an entirely different league compared to the Finecoustic and the JBL Quantum Stream. The JBL and the Finecoustic just like blow the DGM20 out of the water. That's all of the listening that I need. This is an impressive little mic. I like it. One thing that I do remember Fantech telling me was there is going to be software for this, but it's currently not released yet. I'm probably just going to leave a comment down below linking to the software once the software for this releases. But as it is now, being a wireless mic with this kind of like super convenient receiver and having like the correct amount of features and the correct like creature comforts, this is a very, very enticing little product from Finecoustic by Fantech. I don't remember how much this costs. I am just going to put it here, and I'm going to put like my findings of how it's priced down here. If it's priced fairly or priced like if it's not well priced. So the price is here and the comment about the price is here. It can duke it out with the JBL Quantum Stream, and the JBL Quantum Stream is a really good mic. That's my unboxing and first impressions of the Fantech Finecoustic Resono. So if you have any questions about this product, please let me know down in the comments. While you're there, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. If you want to purchase this microphone or any of the other products that I featured on the channel, including these two, I have put YouTube shopping affiliate links in the description. And if you're a global viewer, there's also a link in the description to purchase this on Amazon. So yeah. And all of those links are affiliate links, so any kind of purchase you make with those links, a portion of that goes back to the channel and helps create more content like this. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.